Start streaming. There
What?
we no,
1
7
o'clock.
o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. And then it's Dapper. After Dapper, it's dang, that's right. No mustard. Man, why do you have to rage quit? Okay, Fire and Ice. Then it's Mateo. After Mateo, they're gone. Saint isn't here. Okay, currently everyone else that's on here is not here. So now let me go here. Let's see. Then Rocket, and then boom. Okay. Confirm. That's should be everyone. That should be the grid.
Is this the record?
For tier 2, I want to say we might have had like one more, like maybe 17 people one race. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a lot of people here this time. At tier 2.
Presets only. Let's go.
At reserve.
Ooh. I wish I can see the grid.
Driver.
Direct.
Boop, boop. And that's sent. Okay. Okay. Sweet. Let me swipe out of Twitch on my phone real quick so I can bring it back up. Stream manager. There we go. That's up. And we already have a message in the chat. It is from Husky. Who do we think is going to be the winner? Angry, I'll let you answer first. Who do you think is going to be the winner of tonight's race?
Between the Ferrari or Septic.
Between the Ferrari? Which Ferrari?
Both of them.
Both of them? So Nimitz and Squirt?
However
you say his name. I'm sorry, Megan, for butchering it, but you know. So you believe it's going to be between them, even though if we look at the grid, people on stream aren't able to see it, but they can definitely hear us talk about it. But if we look at the grid, both Cert and Septic are starting so far back. Septic at the back of the grid with Cert just barely above him. So they're gonna have to like go through the entire grid in order to just, you know, get ahead.
I think they need to clear them out really fast.
Yeah. Would you rather run every F1 track on foot or bike every road in the state of France? Says Dapper in the Twitch chat. Ooh. I would say bike. I haven't rode my bike in a long while, but I'd rather say bike than...
Question for you, Steve.
Wait, how the heck are you speaking in here?
Magical radio communication. Why is your stream monetized?
What? What do you mean? Oh, that's right. You have the commentator role.
I have an ad. Why is your stream monetized?
Because my funny little friend, I need money.
That's real. Okay. Anyways, so pre-race interview. It's getting real freaky in the race day chat right now.
Yep, Nimitz.
Put it that way.
Let me check real quick. Settings, weekend structure, grid editor. You are going to be starting P9 on this 16 grid start. How do you feel about that?
Well, low-key nervous because I don't want to take it up the behind from somebody in turn 1. But I know I'm going to be smack dab in the middle of everybody else. So I really wanted to start like third from last.
Third from last. Oh
You
boy.
know, so I can just wait for everybody else to mess up in turn 1. But we're going to make do with what I got. Here at Ferrari, we wake up every day and we piss excellence. So we're going to finish with an absolute great race today. We're just going to do our strategies, run clean. Hopefully I don't get any track limits penalties because, oh my God, last week, man.
You got a ton. 15 seconds of...
No, I didn't get 15 seconds of penalties. I got 9 seconds of penalties. FS Husky Boy almost got 15 seconds of penalties. If I just didn't get all those penalties, I would have been in 4th. Or, well, no, I wouldn't have gotten a podium.
Oh, yeah, you got 9 seconds of penalties. Matter of fact, if you didn't get those 9 seconds, you would have ended on the podium. P3.
Yeah.
So
that would have been awesome.
Those penalties definitely hurt you very much there.
Just excited. Last week was my debut race for me and Skirt. I've got confidence that Skirt's gonna blow right past me at some point in the race. So, I'm just excited. I love this track. I love Belgium. Lots of space for overtakes here. It's a big track. It's a long track. We're just gonna see. Maybe you could throw some rain in the middle of just some light rain, not to switch the inners, but throw some spiciness. You know what I'm saying? But not telling you how to do your job. But
well,
I'm excited.
With that being said, let me play the intro.
That's awesome.
Around the outside!
Let's go fucking do it, my guy! What the fuck?
Oh my goodness! Oh my good gracious! And up there go! Tires screaming towards turn 1! Who will come out on top, ladies and gentlemen? Good evening! Oh my gosh, hold up. I am so sorry. That is... I need to actually go through and make sure I am playing the right scenes. Matter of fact, let me make sure. Yes, this is set to round 3. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another fantastic weekend here in the Average American F1 League. Tier 2, baby. Season 3, round 3 here. And it is going to be amazing. 16 drivers line up on the grid to go on the beautiful, beautiful classic track of Spa-Francorchamps here in Belgium, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be amazing. This is going to be exciting. 3 sectors as always, ladies and gentlemen. 7 kilometers of on-track action. Our longest track on the calendar. 44 races in real life, 22 laps here in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! 19 corners, and this is going to be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. There are our drivers right there, lined up, ready to go. I am joined in the commentator's booth by none other than that of Angry Link.
Yes, sir.
So, as tradition, let's get your thoughts first. Who do you think is going to win this race?
Let's see. The Ferraris or Septic?
The Ferraris of either Nimitz, Certs, or the first season world champion of Septic. Okay. Surprisingly, he didn't decide to come back to join Haas, but, Kick Salver, I think that's good enough, right? I mean,
yes, sir.
Heck, our our first and only 2-time world champion here in this league is that of Vincent, my previous co-host. He is the first and only 2 times world champion, and he did that back to back, going from one team to another. And what was that second team? None other than Kick Sauber. So it is very possible that Septic is going to be able to win this championship. But yet again, we now have the newcomer, the Ferrari driver of Certs, coming into the action, coming into the fray, and dominating last week's race with a flawless lights to finish win on debut without any penalties. Only one of 2 drivers did that during the whole race. So it is very possible that Certs might just come in and just rain on Septic's parade.
You think softs come in play?
I wouldn't place my money on it, but I know some people just somehow manage to come out of nowhere with an unexpected strategy like that of the Aston Martin driver of Phoenix Eric. That of Phoenix Eric. Sorry about that. He has been able to make his tires last for such a long time. So I believe it's fair to think that he can do it. Go onto the softs, go onto the mediums, and finish the race.
Yes, sir.
But now, I gotta ask, with the new drivers coming into the action, you're saying that you're placing your money on the 2 Ferraris. So, now I need to ask, do you think Kick Sauber, even with the advantage of the first season World Drivers Champion of Septic, being there, being in that car, being in that seat, do you believe it's still possible for the Kick Sauber team to win their first constructors? Or do you think Ferrari will rise back to the top and collect their second title of this tier?
I think they can do it. With this momentum, they can keep doing it. I think they can do it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you remember here in Tier 1, there is no qualifying. So the grid is set up in the reverse order of the Drivers' Championship, meaning that our current championship leader of Septic, if I can find him, of Septic is all the way in the back of the grid. Hold up, why the heck is there a guy right behind? Did he changed his team? That's why. Oh, the grid's a little screwed up, but Septic is supposed to be in the very back, but you know, he isn't. But yes, and because there's no qualifying, we do let them do a formation lap to get themselves situated, to understand the track, to know where the grip is. Ooh, I am seeing some people actually starting on the hard tires, surprisingly.
2 people on hards.
Husky boy in the Williams and the former world champion of Septic also starting on the hards. Matter of fact, we have Rocket in the Mercedes starting on the softs.
On the Mercedes?
Yeah. This is going to be interesting.
Mercedes going for the gamble.
Going for the gamble on one of their cars. Man, I should have brought another bottle of water with me. I know. I just have a feeling this is going to be jam-packed with action. Making my mouth dry. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Tires warm but cooling quickly. Engines roaring, and they are off, ladies and gentlemen. Tires go screaming towards turn 1. Who will come out on top? And it looks like the Haas of Big Pappy goes wide, completely off, and it is a cluster already as the Williams is sideways. Holy cow!
On that first turn.
It looks like it, but it does. But at the same time, look at Mateo in the Aston Martin making up so many positions. He's all the way up to P1, and Septic, our World Drivers Champion in the first season, got taken out just about and is all the way in the back of the grid still. Seconds away from the rest of the pack. That is, I know this driver and he's going to be absolutely livid from this. Yellow flags in the back currently. Unsure of why. But back to the front, the Ferraris are already getting a great launch at the start and completely avoiding all of the trauma.
Overtake Dapper.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this is, already very exciting. The Mercedes of Face Titanic getting a little squirrely out of the exit of turn, I do not remember, I think turn 14, as he tries to get a good exit to try to come on to those ahead of him. The McLaren, the Alpine, and the Kick Salver all fighting for positions going into the bus stop chicane. And we are finally completing our first lap, ladies and gentlemen. Mateo in the Aston Martin leads the two Ferraris. The two Ferraris hunting down that Aston Martin. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the last time we saw Mateo on top of the podium, standing proudly, was... Big Ben hit with a 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pits. But back to what I was saying, the last time we saw Mateo standing on the top step of the podium, as we lost a driver, he has left the session. If he's unable to rejoin, will be classified as a DNF. Now, hopefully I can actually finish what I'm trying to say. The last time we saw Mateo standing on the podium was when he managed to capitalize on the mistake from Septic at the Singapore Grand Prix. It was a wet race that turned dry, and that caught out Septic, causing him to spin out on the final lap and losing the race win to Mateo. And right now, Mateo is holding onto the lead. Ooh, getting a little squirrely outside of the exit. Loses some time, but manages to gain it back. Ooh, already.
Whoa, the Williams are getting... The Williams getting close to McLaren. Of Husky.
The Williams of FS Husky Boy trying to overtake the McLaren of Fire and Ice, setting his battery to none to try to gain and recharge his battery. But up ahead, the gap, what was once a second adrift between our race leader and current runner-up, is completely diminished. 2/10 separate them, as Sertz is trying all he can to overtake the Aston Martin, both blasting their batteries. The Ferrari gets the RS, getting overtaking the Aston Martin on the Camel Straight, making it look effortlessly. Whoa. As Once Hope is hit with a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limits violations.
Air lost 2 positions.
Oh crap, I still need to invite that guy back. Oh crap, I forgot. Keep commentating.
Alright. There's a DRS train. Not DRS train, it's gonna be a train.
Ooh, disaster as the Kick Salver of Septic, one of our former World Tri... Oh! He goes off! He hits! He touches the gravel out of the corner and goes spinning off into the barriers. He was already down 12 seconds after having to pit for a new front wing, and now he has to pit again. Both of his front end plates are gone off of his kick salver. Disaster for the former world champion. As we go back to the front, Rocket is able to hold on, sorry, no, someone overtook someone, I'm sorry.
There's a DRS train 5th place to 9th.
A DRS train from 5th all the way down to 9th, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. This is truly the closest we have seen this grid been in all 3 seasons so far. Oh, the Mercedes of Face Titanic looking for a move down the inside on Once Hope, but decides not to. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this is just looking yummy.
Oh. The Mercedes is catching up the pack of the DRS string.
And back to the front, we thought that Cert in the Ferrari would, after overtaking the Aston Martin of Matteo, would be able to disappear, but Matteo is still within that DRS range, staying there behind the Ferrari. But the question is, how long can he stay there before the dirty air becomes overwhelming for his tires? As just a little further behind, Nimitz is being hunted down the same way by the McLaren of Red.
Whoa there, the Mercedes and
Kick Sauber. Oh, contact made.
Oh,
a lot of contact being made there. I think the Mercedes might need to give the position back to the Kick Sauber. That we'll just have to review that afterwards, but unfortunately the Williams of Husky did get involved in that contact and got spun around. Once Hope, if he recharges his battery, but he doesn't. He could easily go for an overtake here, as FaZe was on practically zero battery. They're going side by side. Once Hope barely edging ahead, recharging his battery, and is ahead of the Mercedes. But the Mercedes is getting better exits than that of the Kick Sauber. The Mercedes might be able to get back ahead.
It's the Ferrari went off the track. McLaren overtake the Ferrari of Nimitz.
What happened to the Ferrari of Nimitz? You said you're streaming, right, too?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So I could go back to your stream and see what the heck happened in case there needs to be a penalty or whatnot.
Yeah.
But whatever was going on between the Ferrari and McLaren has cost them a tremendous amount of time. 5 seconds adrift from the Aston Martin of Matteo, who is slowly losing ground to the Ferrari. 1.8 seconds apart now. I think the dirty air is starting to get too overwhelming for the tires, those medium tires on that Aston Martin. As behind, our first one to go into the pits, the Mercedes of Rocket, getting off of those soft tires. Ooh, here's an interesting battle. Here comes the Mercedes back onto the Kick Sauber of Once Hope, being forced around the long way. They're going wheel to wheel. The Kick Sauber. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Kick Sauber was right there, sticking with them, was actually starting to gain motion. Actually was gaining speed onto the Mercedes, but broke early, deciding to get out of that situation. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
Ferrari, the leader of the Ferrari got a gap going, a few seconds.
Our race leaders. Ooh, the gap is closing between our two race leading drivers. As our current main leader, our championship leader of Septic is still far away.
There's a battle between the Alpine and Mercedes.
Ooh, we are for sure going to see that Mercedes just wilding out of the exit. The Mercedes might go for an overtake down the inside, but it's just a little too far back. As Phoenix, the other Aston Martin driver, is able to overtake Once Hope. Currently, as it stands, I believe Phoenix will become our new driver's championship leader, as the Mercedes is getting alongside, but the Aston Martin around the outside, making it 3 wide as he goes on the grass, overtaking both cars. Oh my goodness! Whoa! That is incredible!
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh! I am going to re-edit the intro and put that in there! Oh my goodness! The Brazilian showing his merit, overtaking 2 cars on the grass! Wow! As further behind, it looks like FaZe Titanic in the Mercedes had a bad entrance into Poulion and went wide, costing him several positions. He was once behind the Alpine of Cube, but now he is back into... Oh! He goes into the gravel, dipping a tire in, losing more time. I think his tires might be shot from that constant battling between him and just about everyone.
Oh.
Ooh, Husky going for a move down the inside, but the Alpine of Cube goes into the pits and gets hit with a 10-second time penalty. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, hold up. Wait a minute. All these pit stops, does that mean that Septic, our championship leader, is going to be able to get back into the action? No.
Yeah.
No, he's not. Everyone's coming back out already. The only person he has in his sights is the Alpine of Dapper. Even when the championship leader does finally overtake that Alpine, he's still not in the points finishing positions. And currently, that of Phoenix being all the way at P5 just might overtake him in the driver standings.
Oh.
Yellow flag behind.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know neither. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
As we go back to the points finishing positions, P8 and P7, Once Hope and FaZe Titanic still fighting. FaZe Titanic going around the outside, not wanting to wait any longer, gets the overtake done, but he's going to be at a disadvantage now. He's not going to have DRS, and he has just about equal. It doesn't matter. Once Hope goes into the pits, and so does Phoenix in the Aston Martin, so does Red in the McLaren, and so does our race leader Certs in the Ferrari. Oh my goodness. Here comes Phoenix coming out of the pits. Coming out just behind the Mercedes of Rocket. Currently, that Mercedes has way more battery than the Aston Martin, but the Aston Martin has DRS. Will the Aston Martin go for a move? He's looking down the inside, but backs out of it. Waiting to try to get a move done later, as Once Hope is overtaken by the McLaren of Fire and Ice. The undercut done by the McLaren to overtake the Kick Sauber, gaining a position, but he doesn't seem to be fully in control of that McLaren just yet, as he went wide at turn.
The Ferrari and Nemesis is stuck with the DRS trains.
Which one?
Nemesis. He's getting followed by 2 cars.
Ooh! Surt's right there in the middle of his teammate. Oh, his teammate moves out of the way, letting him pass as his teammate is going into the pits. Surt's getting the aid of DRS to fight back against that of Husky, as Mateo goes into the pits and loses a heap amount of time to the Ferrari. Husky coming out of nowhere, all from the back of the grid, now up on for a possible podium finishing position. And if he stays on the rear of the Ferrari, could be on for a race win.
Eric passed the Mercedes on Rocket.
Eric finally overtakes the Mercedes of Rocket, as we see in the back, Once Hope right there on the rear wing. Oh wait, no, Once Hope was overtaken by the Alpine. I just noticed the Alpine had DRS. Yeah, Once Hope, I think, might have gotten past the Alpine, but then going onto the Camel Straight, the Alpine got DRS and got right back ahead of him, as FaZe Titanic is trying to hunt down the Ferrari of Nimitz ahead of him. Rocket slowly losing time to the Aston Martin of Eric, and Eric doesn't exactly seem to be gaining time right now on the McLaren of Red, as Red 2 doesn't seem to be gaining time onto the Aston Martin ahead of him. Ooh, Husky goes back into the pits? Oh no, is this Husky's first pit stop? Ooh, going on to the mediums now? I'm not sure about this gamble here.
Both Mercedes and Ferrari has low ERS. FaZe Titanic.
Ooh, this is going to be an interesting battle. FaZe Titanic using battery to try to get as close to the Ferrari as possible. And it's worked, surprisingly. Getting the aid of DRS, going past, easily clearing the Ferrari of Nimitz, getting another position. This is a completely different driver.
Ferrari cut a corner, the whole corner.
I'm gonna need you to send me that clip after.
Yeah, lap 11, alright.
Rocket still leading the Williams of Husky. Matter of fact, Rocket on a still fully charged battery, as Husky is about almost a quarter up with his battery. I don't think Rocket's going to fight this all that much, knowing that he's going to be able to get the advantage of DRS on the Camel Straight. Or are these two actually trying to work together to slowly close the gap on the Aston Martin ahead of them? We shall see, but it looks like we're going to be seeing a battle coming just in just a moment, as Husky's being hunted down by the Mercedes of Rocket. But Rocket lost a tremendous amount of time at El Rouge. He's nowhere near able to overtake the Williams. As we look towards the rest of the field, it looks like everyone is starting to.
Oh, there's a battle. There's a battle between the Alpine and the Williams, 13th and 12th.
That is true. We are watching right now. Ooh, really? I'm surprised the Alpine didn't go for an overtake there. He has. Oh, I guess it didn't matter. The Williams just went off on his own, giving the position to the Alpine. And currently, as it stands, Septic will gain 2 more positions by the end of this race due to penalties from the Alpine and Williams ahead of him, but will still be finishing P12, 2 positions short of, well, anything significant. If he's wanting to keep his hands on that driver's trophy, he needs to push or pray to the absolute limit that there's a safety car.
Once Hope is had yours on Alpine.
That is true, and it looks like the Williams of Husky will be getting the aid of DRS right behind the Aston Martin, but isn't close enough to get a move done. But this three-way battle between 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Oh, little contact.
Ooh. The Red Bull of Kyler Prime getting ahead of the not Aston Martin, getting ahead of the Kick Salver of One Soap. Now sets his sights onto the Alpine of Koob ahead of him.
Let's look on board on Red Bull.
That Red Bull is closing the gap rapidly. Might go for a move here. Ooh, going side by side. Was there contact? I don't know, but it looks like Prime might be losing a position to One Soap, capitalizing on the mistake made. But Prime is able to stay ahead of the Kick Salver.
The Red Bull has more ERS than Kick.
Rocket goes back into the pits for another pit stop. As we go back towards the front of the field, Husky even closer now to the Aston Martin of Eric. Let's ride on board as the Williams is closing. He's closing. He's closing. He's looking down the inside. He breaks later and gets the move done, getting ahead of the Aston Martin. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. The Williams of Husky is able to overtake the Aston Martin. This is your current standings for tires, ladies and gentlemen, for this race. all besides 3 drivers are on the hard tires. Barely, not even into the double digits yet, as we just did our pit stop phase not that long ago. But many penalties still to be served. As Septic, Septic actually got ahead of the Alpine and Williams, is now sitting in P12 with a 3-second time penalty and 10.2 seconds ahead of him. If he's able to just close in and overtake the Mercedes of Rocket, we'll be getting at least 1 point in this race due to the penalty that Koob, the Alpine, still needs to serve, that 10 seconds.
Show tires.
I did. Were you not watching?
Oh. No, I was racing.
Bruh.
Show tires again?
Hold on. Is Eric going to be able to overtake Husky? He is within DRS. But it doesn't seem to matter with DRS and ERS, as the Williams might be running a lower downforce setup, and he has way more battery than that of the Aston Martin. There, tried it. There's your freaking tires. A 2-lap tire deficit between... Why is DeCal in here? He just joined the lobby. Spectating.
What happened to Ben?
He just left.
Wait, Ben's gone?
Yeah, he didn't retire. He just left the lobby.
What?
Yeah.
Was there an accident?
There was. Was he involved in it? No, he just overshot the first corner, went into the gravel, got some damage.
He went aggressive.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Love you, boys.
All right.
Oh, Zabo.
Ooh, Husky doesn't have the use of battery anymore, but it doesn't quite matter, as this is the end of the lap. He's going to be able to reuse it, but the Aston Martin of Eric right behind has recharged his battery a good amount. Might be finally able to overtake the Williams ahead of him. Currently, as it stands, if Red in the McLaren just gains a little bit more onto Mateo ahead of him, we'll be gaining P2 in...
There's a DRS train to 9th to 11th.
Still 9th and 11th? Jeez.
Yeah.
These 3. Oh my goodness. As the Williams again overtaking. Oh, and overtaking again. Oh my goodness. The Mercedes. I completely screwed up the freaking... Oh, hold on. The kick caliber. Ooh. Hoo. Oh, what happened? What? Prime in the Red Bull was doing so well, but went off out of the Camel Straight at the... I'm trying to remember the name of that corner, but it's not there. But losing out so much. Once hope with 9 seconds of time penalties. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Septic might be getting 2 positions here. Actually, no, he's going to be getting 1 position. Excuse me. Yeah, no. Septic's going to be possibly gaining 2 positions at the end of the race due to the penalties ahead of him. He just needs to close the gap between himself and his own teammate by 6 seconds. 6 seconds, and he will be in the points finishing position. But unfortunately, it's only going to be a P10, as Red is overtaken by Husky. Hold on, Husky was able to overtake the Aston Martin and McLaren? What? Husky now P3 on the podium. Dear God, I should have been paying closer attention. Here I am rambling on about some needless 1 point finishing position of Septic.
Oh my.
But we got some action going on for the final podium position.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun battle. What? Buy it. Gonna come to the wire.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Starting the 18th lap. Ooh! The Williams getting a squirrely exit out of turn 9. The bus stop chicane might be losing out on...
Why is that last pass trying to battle with the Ferrari?
The McLaren of Red had a bad exit out of turn 1, costing him positions and costing him another position as the Aston Martin of Eric is alongside and gets ahead.
Wow. Still the US train, 11th to 9th.
The Alpine being hunted down by 2 cars as the Red Bull is overtaking both. Contact being made between the Alpine and Kick Sauber. That might be a penalty for the Kick Sauber.
Yeah, that might be investigated in the stewards.
But as it stands, Septic will be gaining that final points finishing position to get P10. But if he continues on this path, might be able to catch up and go for a last lap overtake on the Red Bull of Prime to get another point on an already devastating race.
Why is the hash driver trying to battle with the Ferrari?
Husky is still being hunted down by the Aston Martin and McLaren. All of both drivers behind with DRS now, but not enough battery to be able to catch. If Husky is able to break DRS from those behind him and slowly create a gap, will keep P3 and keep the podium. But again, he needs to create that 3-second gap.
Knob.
Everything good? What's called knob?
What?
That's what he said.
Oh, because he got a 10-second penalty in the pit lane.
Oh. No, yeah, calling him Cobb sounds a lot better than Kuba. Ooh, matter of fact, the Williams of Husky is actually gaining onto the Aston Martin of Mateo. If Husky is able to overtake Mateo and create a 3-second gap to at least Red, will keep P3, keeping the podium. And as it stands, Red is... Sir actually goes into the... Oh, and Mateo left. Okay, I'm sending him an invite quickly. He's in this battle. Sir comes out of the pits on brand new soft tires, just trying to show off here. As Husky is within DRS range, but wasn't within that limit in order to get the aid of DRS. And I am hearing Discord notifications. Pretty sure that's Mateo asking for an invite. Oh, come on, Mateo, come on, join back. No! Mateo, his AI is being abused as he is overtaken by both the Williams and Aston Martin, his teammate. Now Husky needs to try to create a 3-second gap between himself and Red in the McLaren. But Red is slowly closing back in again. If Mateo is not able to take back control of his Aston Martin before Red gets any closer, will be making the task that the Williams driver has very difficult. And ladies and gentlemen, as it stands, if the Aston Martin stays here or overtakes the Williams, will be our new driver's leader, I believe.
The two front tires of the Husky is getting angry at them.
It would appear so, as he has a bad exit from El Rouge and is practically overtaken long before the turn into 4, 5, and now down to 6.
Oh, the McLaren went off. A Red.
Did he? He looks good.
Yeah. He went off. He didn't see it on time. He dipped a tire.
Husky will need to try to stay behind the Aston Martin of Phoenix, trying to steer ahead, but currently it looks like he may lose out on a first podium of his career. Matter of fact, let me check my stats and everything. Oh no, never mind. Husky's already has a podium, but he'll be losing out on a second podium, a second P3 finish.
A second P3 finish.
Yep, back-to-back P3 finishes. The gap between himself and Red is finally just hovering around the 3-second gap that he needs.
Septic is chasing down the Red Bull.
Septic, even if he overtakes the Red Bull, still needs to create a 3-second gap between himself and the Red Bull. This final lap, ladies and gentlemen, it is the final lap of the race. The championship gap between Septic and Eric is only 13 points. Currently, as it stands, Eric will become our new driver's championship leader. And Septic, gaining 1 point from this, going from 43 to 44, might lose 2. Might be losing 2 Oh! What happened here between the Williams and Aston Martin? As we look back to the front, as Sertz dominates once again, getting the race win, making it a perfect win back to back, as Red gets the podium position, and Husky randomly gives himself a 10-second time penalty, costing him another position.
I think that might be investigated between Mateo and I don't know who. Probably Mercedes or Red.
As it stands, ladies and Husky said he got a pop tire. He got a puncture. As it stands, ladies and gentlemen, Sertz will be in P2, and Eric, our new drivers championship leader, as Septic falls all the way down to P3. As Sertz will be sitting at 50 points. Eric sitting at... Actually, no! Sertz would become our new championship leader. Sertz will be at 50 points, as Phoenix will be sitting at 18, while Septic will be sitting at 44 points. Not only that, Red in the McLaren being able to get the podium after the time penalties will be closing the gap too. From 21 points, getting an additional 15 points to that, will be sitting at 36 points. What was once a 22 point gap between himself and the current who was once our current championship leader of Septic is now within 10 points. Devastation after that lap 1 incident.
Oh my god.
Septic
That's a lot of penalties.
has lost so much.
That's a lot of penalties. P13 on the grid to P1. Wow. Impressive. Price. The heck? Can you exit? Wow, that's crazy.
Wow. That was an incredible race. Oh, man.
Yeah. That's a fun race. Holy smokes.
Holy.
Oh my god. Why is the cow in here?
Oh my goodness, we need to join the call and do our interviews because oh jeez, that was awesome.
Yeah, very awesome.
Holy cow. Firstly, congratulations, Sertz, on another race win.
Call him Squirt, bro. Call him Squirt. That's
Squirt,
what he's called,
bro. Squirt, congratulations, Squirt, on another race win. And also, I don't see him in the call, But oh my gosh, Phoenix Eric with the overtake 3 wide on the grass. Oh my goodness.
What? I'm gonna have to see this replay.
He got a double overtake on the grass, making it 3 wide. Eric, the Mad Lad, is here in the call now. That was incredible racing. Overtaking 3 wide on the grass on the Camel Straight. Oh my, wow. Incredible racing. Incredible racing.
And I'm just frustrated. My tires, I don't know what the game was doing, but my tires, like the core for my hard, stayed light blue the entire time. Like not the outer, just the inner temps of my front tires would not warm up. I don't know if it's a game glitch or whatever.
Oh,
but
the
I had
inner.
no.
If you're
Yeah, it
talking
was
about if you're talking about the bubble in the middle, that's just because the tire. That's just because like the track is cold or whatever, because you're not heating them up.
Well,
and you're not
my
making
entire
them.
tire, the entire
If
tire
you're
was
talking
blue.
about the actual tire, just send me a screenshot of it. Send me.
I don't have a screenshot of it. I didn't screenshot it. I was too busy
You're
trying.
gonna clip it?
Hell nah. I was too busy trying not to get track limits and not crash.
Well, just
because I had no
clip it
grip.
now for like the last 30 minutes. Can you do that or not?
I don't think I got enough storage, low-key gang. Hold up. Capture options. Last minute. Don't got that.
Alright, well, yeah, never mind then.
So, like, absolute rocket start. On the last lap, I love getting, like, barely clipping a curb and then getting sent wide and getting a track limits. It's awesome.
Can I ask something? What the fuck was that?
What was what?
I saw, no, okay. I'm not mad or anything. I just remember racing down. I took the turn, and you were exiting the pit lane because you were serving a penalty. I don't know if you cut across the white line or
No,
I saw the indicator.
I didn't tell me I did. I didn't do it. I don't think I passed you till later.
No, because when I was coming around the turn, you were just exiting the pit, and also I saw a white indicator coming from the back right. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm just wondering. That's all. I'm not mad or anything. I'm just wondering.
Welcome to the cooldown room.
No, I didn't pass you till
Frankly, I'm happy enough.
during the lap I came out.
I
Like
know.
Man,
after I came out.
I don't know if my game was acting up or I just know I was just
Because
ready.
you were like, what?
I'm
Curious
I think 8
to
tenths
know
ahead.
what
You were
happened
8 tenths
to
ahead
the
of me.
Haas that was in
Pretty sure.
16
And
with
for some reason, you got another penalty. Then you got another
Oh
penalty
yeah,
after that.
I don't know how to do the pit lane right now. That's gonna be my number one practice.
Okay.
What do you mean you don't know how to do the pit lane? Wait,
Well, I
what?
meant like slowing down. I'm not good at that yet.
Hit the brakes?
Yeah, I tried.
Hit the brakes. That's what you got to do, man.
sooner.
Because I probably would have fought for.
Yeah, no,
P10.
if you're directly behind a car, dude, brake before the braking zone.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
yes,
when in doubt, always just
man.
brake a little bit earlier than you think you have to.
Man,
yeah,
it
you
was such a
always-
good race, but
you
we
always
got to
brake
talk
early.
about that start, man. Turn 1.
Oh, yeah,
What?
man,
Well, I didn't
had
see
an
who it
awful
was or
start.
what happened, dude.
Yeah, what
Bullshit.
happened?
I just
I was-
had to weave through it.
Sebra, I want you to stop the stream, and I just want to see the replay, like right now. I want to see what happened. All I know is that me squirting that one Aston Martin got an absolute rocket of a start.
I'm basically gonna need y'all's perspective because I was spectating
you.
that Haas that was on pole, and he went wide, and the camera followed him. So I just went back to see what was going on at turn 1, and I was already in the middle of the giant cluster. Like I don't exactly know what happened. I need y'all's POV.
Like it was there was 2 sections of 3 wide. One car got spun before you even got to the corner. I went way on the inside, almost hit the wall because I went so inside, and because of that, there was about 6 people that went off completely off the turn by the Haas and literally just left a wide open
Yeah, I just had to weave
lane
through
for
whatever
you to
that
just
chaos
Yeah, all you had to do is go way on the inside and just stay all the way on the right after the turn as well, and you move right up to the top 5.
Yeah, but
not even. I wound up on the outside line, which was a little horrifying seeing those people die in front of me.
Yeah, because that's
I was
right
able to
in
still
front of
squeeze
you.
through.
Everybody was way left
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah,
I managed to
everybody
avoid all
was right.
contact though. So that's kind of neat. Because I know I was listening to the stream. Also, I just hear there's a massive accident. I'm like, well, I beg your pardon. Race just started.
Yeah, I know.
There's like that start was crazy. You know,
I mean, that spot turn 1 for
upset.
Sorry,
you know,
yeah,
like
shit happens.
towards the
Shit happens.
towards the end of that.
Squirt, just how did you manage to get such a great launch? I didn't even realize it. I was like, okay, he's starting P14.
I was running 0-0 wings on the first end.
Like, I was just looking
Oh, yeah,
okay,
also
he's starting
Husky, I'm not sure what lap
P14.
it was.
It's gonna be like a little while until he gets to the front, and then next thing you know, I look back at the front as y'all going up El Rouge. I'm like, hold on, how is he P2 already?
I believe I was P2.
Or yeah, P3.
Yeah, no, Mints was P2. I was P3.
But yeah,
we had an
quick thing,
absolute
Husky.
rocket of a start.
I think
Like,
it was
just
6 plays.
Like,
I mean,
you know, you
everybody
guys-
just died. It was like a
already watching the
Ferrari.
replay.
you
It was like a
you guys know that
Ferrari
clip.
real life start.
Right.
You guys know that clip of that guy in the BMW and he's like shifting real fast, like he's going.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the kind of start that
Oh yeah.
the Ferraris had.
You guys,
And, like, you know,
Before we head out,
You guys shift like me.
Husky, I'm not sure which lap it was, but turn 10. Sorry about that contact. Because I know.
On
the
right tap.
You know,
As soon as I
I'm
heard
upset. I'm sad
opening
that
lap. It's my bad.
towards the end of the first stint, my tires died, and then I just lost the pace towards the end there, and you know, I got another time penalty on the last lap to further rub in the dirt in the wound. Just, you know, really sucks. You know, in the pre-race interview, I was talking to Seabry about, you know, time penalties. You know, look what got me. Time penalties.
Yeah, Nimitz, I
But-
told you even
16
before
seconds at the
Imola,
end.
bro.
You could do much
All
worse.
you need to
Yes,
do,
yes.
I'm gonna be honest.
all you
As
need
soon
to
as I heard-
do in this is literally just not get time pens, and you'll finish high up the order.
Yeah, well, you
Just
know,
don't get
I would
into
have
a
been
crash and don't
P7.
get
I would have
time
been
penalty, and you'll
P7
be
without
chilling.
a time penalty, and I don't know what the heck happened, but that Mercedes that was in front of me, I don't remember his name. What's his name, Seabry?
There was 2
I
Mercedes.
think his
There
name
was
is Rocky. Yeah.
oh, Rocket,
No, not Rocket.
Phase Titanic.
The other one.
Titanic.
Yeah, Phase Titanic. You know, I don't know what it was, but in that second stint, bro, I could not, like, he just pulled away, and I don't know, like, I just could not find any pace with the hard
Yeah,
tires in the
man.
second stint.
Oh
be
my
honest.
gosh,
The
y'all!
start,
I got
it
it.
was just
I got
Lightning
it.
McQueen. That's what it was. Just the
Wait, did we
entire
have no
start
safety
of
cars?
Lightning McQueen.
No safety
No, we did not
cars.
have a.
No safety
didn't even
cars,
have
not
a
even any
VSC.
yellow flags, really.
No, there was
Well, no,
definitely
we
a yellow
had-
flag.
Yeah, there was
No,
a
we
few
did
There,
not have
there
a-
were a
flag
couple,
first.
but it was a lot less than a
First turn,
Okay.
there was a yellow flag.
Hold up,
Yeah,
Seabry
we should've
had
had a
something to
safety car.
say.
But not even like a VSC or anything.
But
Yeah,
guys,
no, it was cool.
guys, hold on.
Yeah.
I need to thank each and every single one of you. This has been the greatest race I've ever spectated and commentated. This was
I
amazing.
made so many mistakes at the
I can't
beginning
feel
of
my
that.
feet.
Oh my god, those
I'm
overtakes with the
glad.
Alpine.
I'm glad that
I went so wide into the. I can't remember the
you know,
chicane after the chemistry. I went so wide into that and just went into the dirt.
Seabry, I really hope you
recovered it
watched me
somehow.
I really hope you watched me like
It was
absolutely
one of my
bury it
better
into a wall
recoveries I've done.
on the last lap going into sector 1. I really hope you saw me bury it into a wall.
I think I might have. I don't know.
'Cause-
My mind is just like buzzing with just moments
Listen,
of the race.
I think you need to treat us. I think you need to end the stream so we can all watch the replay together in this VC and like watch the replay and we all say our perspectives of what happened on
All
the
right.
first lap.
I
Okay,
actually-
I'm good with that.
I have a clip of turn 1 that I'll send in later.
I'm gonna be honest.
After
During
we do
turn
the-
1, I was
the-
praying I didn't get pit booted right off the bat. I was praying. I was like, please don't get
I was
hit.
praying so. I was also praying. You know, I told Seabry, in the pre-race interview, I was just hoping that turn 1 went my way.
No,
Hey,
I was talking to a friend.
It did, but
Hell,
the pace did not go. The rest of the race, kind of
turn one
sad.
went my way. Then all of a sudden I'm behind Coop.
Hold
That's
on.
what it was.
next
Yeah, it
week
did not go
and
my way
next week-
whatsoever. I finished in 13th.
Next
finished
week,
in
I'm
12th.
very
That's
excited.
better than
It's
nothing.
next week, y'all. It's gonna be a very good race. It's Abu Dhabi.
As
Oh,
long as
I'm
I don't get
terrible
Osama bin
at that.
Russell, we should be fine. As
Mm.
long as I don't get Osama bin Russell, we should be fine. That's all I'm asking.
All right.
I know where you got that from.
Okay, y'all.
Rocket
okay.
powered
Hold
Mohawk.
on.
We got
hold on,
another
hold on,
rocket
hold on,
powered
hold
Lance Stroll, you also
fan
gotta
in
call
this
him a
house.
window licker.
on. Hold on.
Yes, window
Hold on,
licker.
y'all. Okay.
Window licker Lance
But-
Stroll.
Okay, before
Yes.
before I end the stream, we can spectate the replay and all that.
Bullshit.
Before we do the traditional part of getting final words and closing the stream out, I hope you are in a VC, in a private VC with Septic. I want to hear what trauma you heard after turn 1.
Bro,
We have the
was-
second Salbert here.
he was not happy at all. I wasn't even happy at all too. For real, half that race,
started
it was
fourth.
just both of us not being
We're doing
happy.
so well.
My bad,
Hope.
My bad.
Did it
Hope.
sound
My
like?
anger
Did it
comes from
sound
being
like?
behind Coop.
Hope. Did it sound like Max Verstappen on the radio pre FIA fines?
No. I mean, no. I mean, he was mainly just locked in, trying to salvage what.
Oh,
he could.
so he was
He got points.
he
that
was
guy for, like,
pissed.
20
Pissed.
minutes.
He
No,
was
he was
dead
mad.
silent pissed. Is what you're saying?
By the way, everybody in this VC, if you're part of a team and you would like a custom PFP with your race number, your name, and your team logo on it, I'll make them for free. Just send me a DM, I'll make them. I made one for
Squirt.
me and Squirt and one of the Alpines, but if you would like one, I'll make one for every team. This is T2 only. Those T1 guys are nerds, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might stay in T2 as long as I can. It's the equivalent of F2.
I don't know if I want to go tier 1 anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like as much as tier 1 seems competitive, I think tier 2 is the fun of racing. I think Seabright can agree with me. I think
like
this
I
is more
said,
entertaining.
that was the most entertaining, the best time I've ever had commentating a race.
Oh, let's look at Squirt's POV.
All right, hold on. Before we start watching things, let's do our tradition. Get the final words from all of our drivers before we end the stream. Starting at the top of the list with Fire and Ice.
It's broken. It's fucking broken. I can't race in this shit. I DNF once, and this time I get 14th. At least it's something. Can't be complaining, so oh well.
All right.
Fuck mystery round.
Sheer agony from Fire and Ice. Husky.
Just tire wear. Just the tire wear just ruined my race. I couldn't get any grip of the first part of the race. Ended up catching the field, but I was pit stop down. So I was second without a pit stop. So I had to pit early because I would have had other people behind me. So I pit early and it cost my race because I ended up getting tire popped, and there we go, down in 8th.
All right. From Coob.
Yeah, just looking for a contract, and hopefully, I can play with Alpine again. I liked we had a pretty good connection. So,
all right,
and then also pit stops. I don't like them.
Okay. Prime. Freaking, or should I say your previous name, BD Hart?
It doesn't matter. Whatever name. Just a very unfortunate race. I disconnected lap 3. Ended up coming back lap 10, pitting on 60% tires, and then ended up getting behind Hope and Coob, and then losing time to the Mercedes. I had a good start. I was P16 to P6, and then I disconnected. So it's unfortunate timing.
All right. Nimitz.
It was a fantastic start from me. I got all the way up to P2 at the end of the Kemmel Straight on the first lap from 9th to 2nd. At the end of the first stint, I got unfortunate. I got just massive amounts of tire wear, and I lost the car. Got a time penalty and lost time to the McLaren. And by the time pit stop came around, the Mercedes was right up my butt. Face Titanic, kudos to him. And then in the second stint, man, I couldn't find any pace. There was no pace to be found. Got another penalty on the last lap, but unfortunate. I really like Spa. It's one of my favorite tracks, and I just completely lost the pace. The car didn't feel right. It felt pretty good the first few laps, and then, the tires and, some distractions in real life also got to me as well. And then, I don't know, my front two tires just stayed blue the entire second stint. I don't know what's up with that. Like, they wouldn't warm up at all. I think it's a game glitch. Unfortunate for me, but at least I got some points out of it. So Ferrari's leading the constructors, so that's good for me.
All right. After that long speech and race recap, when I asked for final words, Once Hope.
Not happy at all. It was going good at turn 1 until I somehow find myself behind Coob and screwed me over the entire first stint, and until I was behind him again during my second stint. Just pain. And on behind for the static, also pain. Did not like it at all. And next race, probably, maybe, I don't know.
And Psycho?
Yeah, I don't know, for a debut, that wasn't terrible. Definitely could have done better. That opening lap in turn 1, just awful. All it means is that there's just room for me to improve. Nothing more than that.
All right. And finally, from our new championship leader for the first time here in the Average American F1 League, Squirt. What are your final words?
Final words, keep it simple. Avoid damage lap 1. Keep it simple, one stop. Got into the lead pretty quick, pulled away, tried to help my teammate, and then pulled the undercut to give myself a nice gap, and then I pulled off another pit at the end of the race because I felt like it. And shout out to Ferrari, we're leading the constructors as well. It's not just me. We're winning it all this year.
Squirting across the track.
The Ferrari comeback we never expected to see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Average American F1 Tier 2 Racing. Join us again tomorrow night for Tier 1 Racing. Around the same time, and with hopefully the same amount of energy and excitement on track battles. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night, baby girl.